loyalty pledge. Your boy, you see next how that mag and shoddy work. Can't rid this smell with bath and body works. It's sad and probably worse. First the chroma spit. Wise guys do drive-bys and don't own a whip. Time come, divine sons need a song to rip. Thugs in harmony, cool, I got a bone to pick.
Vlogs, battles, music videos, interviews, and much more. Pushing the culture forward. No Mercy TV.
You can catch me on the battlefield. Go out with my soul. All these other rappers shield their life with fame cause they lame and half a skill. Give them flowers, I need them pushing up daffodils. And invested in, clutching the chrome, built a defense off a couple of zones. Then the cover was blown, then I discovered the poems, and it was hope for me. I could still give them poesy and get the dopamine in the field slaving. Watch for niggas that oversee, they giving out parts of the game.
Dunsh is
All right, we
popped up
have our special guest in the building, Dunsh.
Dunsh.
Yo,
What up?
What's up? How you guys doing?
What's going
All right,
on?
How you doing, man?
Chilling, man. Thanks for having me on.
Yep.
Nah, no problem. Thanks for coming on, man. We definitely was looking forward to having you here, man. Man,
Before we go any further, we gotta address the beef, man. You disrespected me, and I didn't like it, bro.
What I do?
You call me Joe Budden, and
That's a
everyone here.
compliment.
No, it can't be. He's done too much dirt to be a compliment, my brother. And everyone knows Mercy's the one that's Joe Budden, man. He takes the money, everything we get nothing around here. We're scraping by.
Oh well, I wasn't talking about you getting burned on your deals. I just mean, I mostly just meant your voice. You have like your voice kind of reminded me of Budden when I first started watching the show. I tune in pretty frequently, by the way.
I appreciate it. Well, I guess I'll take that as a
for
compliment
real.
then.
Yeah, Budden's just got a very recognizable voice. That's all I meant.
I thought you were talking about
Dunsh,
everything
man,
else.
you
surrounding
to
it.
me, probably right now, one of the most creative, right? In terms of a lot of the approaches you take during your rounds. That whole Wicked Witch of the West and all that, that was incredible. One of my favorite rounds. How did you come up with that shit?
Yeah, I mean, I always just want to take like something that everyone knows already, or an angle that like seems like it would be played out, and show how you can have a fresh spin on it. Like versus someone like City Towers. Like actually, you were the one, Skirm, who convinced me that I had to do that second against City Towers with the short angle. Because at first I was like, I'm just not gonna address it at all because it's too predictable. But my focus in just writing in general is like, what's the thing that everyone's expecting me to say, and then how do I still turn that expectation on its head to make it like still an interesting, good round. So
Did that put a lot of pressure on you?
a ton, man. It's like, yeah, it's really stressful. And I think it could work against you too. Like, cause if everyone's expecting you to be able to do that every time, like there is a finite limit perhaps on how much you're able to pull that off. So far, I've been lucky, to have been like pretty consistent at being able to pull it off.
I wouldn't say lucky. I would just say you're just talented. Like if you have something that's like your niche or your particular lane, then it's like, why not? I've seen it a lot with the pulverized thing.
Mm-hmm.
When the show of battle was approaching, a lot of people felt like you were going to do something just super creative with the pulverized angle, and you did. You feel me?
Yeah. Yeah, that was a stressful one too. But I mean, like, having show off first was actually helpful in the sense that it showed me that I could, even though, people had a high expectation for me, I could still meet it and like, pause and
That was a good one.
I was
Nice
gonna
catch.
let you rock though.
and like everyone was, if the expectation is you're just gonna have an incredibly funny take on a specific subject, it's like chances are that's gonna be disappointing. It's like hard to meet that bar. But that showed me I could do it. And then, that being my strength, it's just like that's what I've been kind of catering to for the other ones too. So we'll see. I got Bill next, which is going to be
that was hard to call, my brother. This is like total preference. If I'm just looking at just the names and how y'all did the whole tournament or season, I would just have to say preference, because it's, if you like the scheme, the creative schemes, they're gonna go with you. If they want to see the random string of rhymes that Bill does, it makes it look crazy, you're just gonna pick him. It's whatever. Like, it's a hard one to call.
We got a full house today.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, God himself. I like that display name, bro.
Yeah.
Who gave you that idea?
I know.
It's good. It's
the creator is here of the name.
Oh, the Nosferatu.
Yeah, bro.
I forgot about that.
No,
I gotta keep it official. That's me.
What made you go with the Dracula whole scheme with him?
I don't know, but everyone hated that shit, bro. So
I'm gonna be honest. I did not understand it at all, and I gotta keep it real. I'm like, what? He's not a vampire, so I'm not understand. I didn't understand it. I
don't know, man. In my head, I thought it was funny. It's like
something. I just didn't know what. I was like, I know it's something he's gonna, because there's always something about every battle. He fuck with you in every battle, so I'm like, he's gonna say something. But I was like,
that was more weird than
your first round was probably the round. I was like, okay, because you was rapping that round. You came out the gate fire.
Bro, I have to.
This is what we do
with you, man. I do a little bit of everything for that one.
Yeah.
That's the other thing too. Is like, I think what's up?
When that battle was, I was kind of wondering that when that battle was coming up, like, all right, what predictable thing is he gonna do with Excel? Like, I don't know what Excel is, just a person who don't have much out there for you to go off of. So it's like, what do you take and make like the theme or the moment for the battle? And when you did that, I was just like, oh, okay.
That was the first time I ever seen you rap.
Yeah, that was probably, some of it was parts of it were a good introduction to me, I think. But as far as like the killer like angle part, that maybe wasn't it, at least as far as like what the response was. It's funny though, because I don't know if XL will agree, but live, like in the building, everyone fucking loved that shit. Like people were going crazy.
Yeah, in the building, we was all laughing and shit. It was fun. Even me, I was trying my best not to laugh, but after a while, I was just like, I can't help that shit, man. That shit's
But then the way it translated on camera, it was funny. Everyone was just like, "What the fuck?" Yeah. But that was kind of the point, was to like elicit a "what the fuck" type reaction and just like stay on it to the point that I just make you fuck with it, and make you laugh. Even
I think it had the different outcome. Because it was like, bro, you might as well just stop doing this, because this ain't hitting, man. To me, watching it, I'm like, why is it still going on? Why are we still doing this? Because I'm not understanding. I was waiting for the explanation of why he's a vampire, and then when it came, it was like, pause.
The part that got
me was like,
when you paused, he paused. And he pulled out because I thought he stopped. I'm like, all right, he's about to go off into bars now. Then he pulled out the cross and kept going. I was like, oh,
Sly's laughing right now. He loved it.
Yeah, that was my favorite. That's the moment of the whole season. It's the cross. Nah, man. But listen, after that, because I was about to write you off. I'm like, all right, this guy's just another one of these run-of-the-mill KOTD. But then you show, bro, I'm telling you, it's like I look forward to watch you now. Like everything past that has been crazy to me.
I appreciate you, bro.
City Towers battle, that you killed the boy. I'm sorry.
I felt like that was my best. That might have been my best performance ever. I feel really good about that one. Especially like because we didn't really have that. I'm good in front of like a crowd. Not like I'm not saying like I'm a stage rapper necessarily, but I need like the energy of people in the room to kind of like uplift my material, and especially when it's comedic. And like there really weren't that many people there for that battle, because no one fucking showed up to their battles, as XL well knows. So it was like me, City, Dub, and Danger Zone were the only ones who battled that day. So it was like us and like the one person each that we brought.
God damn.
But the way I wrote my material was to be rapped for the most part, which is like not, it is my typical approach a little bit, and I mixed it up still, but I just felt like being able to power through all that without, necessarily relying on the crowd was like showing a different element. So that was cool.
When did you start rapping?
I've been rapping since like middle school.
Okay.
Just like battling on the bus and shit, and like just to make people laugh because everyone where I grew up like loved rap.
Where you from?
I'm from Jersey. Mama's from me.
Okay.
Like Central Jersey by the shore, kind of.
Okay.
But when I started making like just fucking around making songs and stuff in high school and college, recorded a little bit too. But I was fucking with battle rap since like 2006. I started watching like when the WRCs were actually going on and they were being like uploaded onto Jump Off TV. You couldn't find them on YouTube still. Like right around then is where I got into like the battle side of stuff. So I've been watching for 15 years. And I've seen it go through multiple eras. So
when did you start battling? I
started I think 7 years ago.
That's 14.
What's up?
That's around 14.
Yeah, like 2014.
Okay. We started around the same time, Dunsh.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, because XL was 2013.
Yeah, but XL's output has been about 10 times my output. I book a lot of battles and only go to about 1/10 of them.
That's worse. That's just about running like around clean paper. You guys are tied for no show.
Yeah, we might be. I think I've not shown up to more battles than I've done. I'm not.
God damn, son. What are you doing out here?
Nah, I mean,
anywhere it is a badge of honor.
Yeah, but that's what makes it
no show. God,
that's what makes it the thing, like, right? Like you wear it as a badge of honor. It's like kind of like fuck it, man.
Right.
Yeah, when you did your first battle, where was it, and how did you actually get into it?
My first battle was in the Bronx. I actually did a freestyle tournament in the Bronx that Mad Ill set up for grind time. So he had like everyone pay like $50 and it was like 16 people and we all just showed up and battled and I won the tournament. Foreshadowing for in a couple months when I win full circle.
Full circle, man.
Mad Ill is gonna hit me up for his cut. He's like, I made you, son. I trained you. But yes, I won that. And then the footage never really went up. Someone in the crowd like took footage of it. So I had a little bit of battle footage to send to Lex, who at the time was running Beast Mode New York. Because grind time was kind of fucked at the time that I started. It wasn't really happening anymore. It was like Mad Ill was trying to like rebuild the page, but it was weird and kind of off-brand. King of the Dot at the time was like, you needed footage. You can't just book a battle on King of the Dot. So Lex was booking talent in New York. He was just looking for people. So I just relentlessly like bothered him on Facebook until he booked me against this dude Nova. So I had my debut against him in like 2014, lost. But the shit went viral on like Indian, like these like Indian websites because everybody thought this dude Nova that I battled was like a Bollywood star or something like that. So it got like thousands and thousands.
The hell? That's a weird story. All right, cool.
Really weird. So I'm huge in India. And luckily Lex rebooked me because I didn't really do good on that. That was like when I was still definitely finding my footing and trying to joke around, but not really knowing how to make any of it hit.
Where you got your name from?
Just my last name.
Oh, okay.
My last name's Dunchy, so I just go by Dunsh.
Oh, okay.
But I've always gone by that. It's just like what all my friends call me and stuff and what I answer to. I always thought it was kind of, I don't know. I just didn't want to have a rap name. Didn't feel like me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Let me ask you this, man, because I noticed one thing about you. Like, it's like no matter what level your name gets, you always go back and show iBattle that love. So what's that whole connection like?
Oh, yeah, it's iBattle forever, man. I just was at the event on Saturday with Lex coming back. Like, yeah, there is no too big for iBattle, man. Like, that's just a family at the end of the day. Like, it doesn't matter. I already told Lex, like, the first thing I'm doing after I win this shit is coming back and giving the boy Knox a shot on iBattle.
Oh, that's going to be a good
one. A little bit of light. You know what I mean?
That's
because that's what Lex did for all of us. So, like, anything I could do to try to help develop some of these younger guys, I'll definitely do. Knox is 17. I don't know if you guys are familiar
Yeah,
with
yeah, he young. He's
Knox,
cool.
yeah. You know,
I didn't know he was 17.
I definitely agree on that note as far as
Nah, that's dope that y'all got that at iBattle, man. I wish we had that at the trap, but you know.
Yeah, Mercy.
Well, iBattle is better than the trap. Everyone knows that.
Running over there. Nah, Mercy. I think Mercy, your business model wasn't. Your business model was like, yo, when y'all niggas hit the big stage, go, nigga.
Yeah.
Don't like if you come back, whatever. I'm like, you don't be asking us to battle. You know, if you'd ask, we would. You don't be hitting niggas for battle. You're more concerned about developing your other talent. So for me being at iBattle, like I started really dealing with Lexa in a point where I was kind of like jaded with rap. I was like, I don't feel like this shit is stupid, dog. Niggas is not that good, getting mad. But then when I went to iBattle, it was just a different. It's like Dunsh said, it's a family situation, and it's the only place you're gonna in a one battle event you're gonna hear 17 really different styles of rapping. Like you might hear more.
And that's one thing I like about Lex with the diversity.
A couple nerds get up here, but everybody's fire. Everybody in their own right.
They show out at iBattle. You can definitely. I mean,
and nobody takes themselves too serious.
Yeah,
they can't. Like you said, there's no too big for iBattle. Like once you battle there, you're coming back. That's how that go. Yeah.
That's dope. That's dope.
Yeah, man.
That's a fact. So man, shit, you got Bill first round. How is this battle looking to go?
I don't know. I think you might see different things from both of us than you're maybe expecting compared to how the tournaments panned out. Because like I heard Sly saying, like if you like just like the back-to-back kind of punching and aggressive style that Bill brings, then you're gonna prefer him. But like, you know, if you look back at Bill Collector's catalog, he really didn't start with that style until the tournament. Like Bill has always kind of been known for being a crazy ass performer, and he can angle too. Like the shit he did against Hitman Holla to diffuse that whole first round of show out punching him that's an angle, and that's a hilarious angle. That's owning the angle that you know is going to be taken on you. That's completely taking your opponent's power to clown on you for something that's obvious away because you're already acknowledging it up front and making it funnier than they can. He has all those strengths in addition to being a crazy performer, being able to punch really consistently back to back, being able to actually rap, and having like the it factor and being like a really captivating person that fans kind of want to gravitate toward. So in short, I'm going to lose. I'm going to get.
I didn't see him start doing this style with the back-to-back. I definitely saw the change, and I'm going to have the Quest battle. That's when I saw this. And then ever since then and throughout the whole tournament, he's been going with this style. And it's like totally elevated this dude's career. Like out of nowhere, he just blew up again. Like past the punch. Like he's always been there. You know, Bill can rap, but it's just this upward trajectory with this dude.
Yeah, people started taking him more serious because I think he started taking himself more serious. Like he started to say, okay, I'm someone who's entertaining, but I can rap as well. So let me start showing that side of myself.
Hitman, he started showing it. You could see it. But now he's like perfected it, and he's dangerous in the setting like this.
For sure, especially where it's like, you know, judges are looking to kind of, it's a points match, right? So, you know, if it's being scored like boxing, if you're point boxing and you're just punching, you're out punching your other, you know, even if not a lot of it may be crazy haymakers, which in my opinion, that's kind of what it was. There's more consistent punching and like consistent energy. You're still going to out your opponent. And that's kind of like what the tournament is about. But I think he knows he can't just do that with me. I think it would be a mistake to just do that with me.
Yeah.
Because I can fucking do that too. Like I've shown that I can do that too. It's not like I can't rap or can't punch.
Right.
So if you want me to, if you're going to just punch with me and I'm going to be bringing punches too and adding other things, it's going to be a long night for you, I think, personally. So I think he knows he's got to do more, which is why you'll probably see some, you know, I think the best is going to be brought out of both of us for this one for sure.
So look, man, I seen when the bracket first went up, man, you was talking some shit on Twitter. You was on some, I bet y'all happy me and Bill are battling first.
Oh, there's no points in the playoffs, Copacetic said.
Yeah,
Point system out the window.
True. But I think aren't they still using they're not even using the point system at all.
I think they're scoring the battles on the point system. I don't think it's obviously win or go home.
Right, it's winner.
So, but I think they're gonna use it.
I didn't even know that.
Also, point system out the window, so it's just straight 2-1 or whoever.
Yeah. That's what
wow.
Means. So yeah.
Now they start.
I'll talk shit for them. Yeah, they're happy. Fucking Bill and Dunsh are battling in the first round. Are you crazy?
Yeah, that's just true. I don't tend to even talk a lot of shit to be. Sometimes I do, like fucking around, but that's just facts. Like in terms of if you look at the most talked about people from this tournament, me and Bill are clearly the two that are up there. Like,
that's
just in terms of
Mad Flex would be there too.
Mad Flex pass, like XL before all the bullshit happened.
Snake.
But yeah, I mean that's just it's a match that I think a lot of people were thinking, depending on how the bracket was set up, could have been like a finals caliber match. You know what I mean? And probably should have been. It's just that it so happens that he had a kind of poor performance to round out the season against XQZ, who did really, really well against him. And so then the brackets kind of got, shaken up as a result because he ended up being in third, I think, and I'm in second.
Another matchup I see a lot of people potentially looking forward to, you versus Madflex.
Yeah, that would be sick.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
That would be crazy.
I think I got, my road is pretty tough regardless. I think I got a bunch of sick battles coming up. If I can, God willing, make it through this one, it would be like me and Madflex or me and Storm would be pretty dope, honestly. Storm's another guy who talks a lot of fucking shit and isn't very good. But it would be good because of the build up and all that stuff.
I wouldn't even do it, bro. That's just like
Storm is about.
That's
like
I don't even just you practicing. There's no way he's winning.
About to do.
Oh, he's about to kill him, bro. He's gonna Thanos snap his life away. Watch.
Storm's like one of those sneaky vets, though, where he can he could take like a more direct and simple approach. Whereas I think Madflex's biggest weakness sometimes is that he overthinks things. And so if you've seen where he's done poor, especially in these kind of matchups, like versus Thesaurus, when Thesaurus like bodied him early in the Grand Prix, it's because he like overwrote his material. And he wrote to a point where people were like, what the fuck are you talking about? And then you have someone like Storm who's just going to say the thing. And even if it's not great or the most complex writing, it's going to be direct and straightforward, and he'll say it in a good enough way where he can like sneak some wins out against better people.
And you know what? I say that all the time. Like in a judge setting, the simple and less complex, the stuff that has to be judged on the spot, the simpler stuff is always going to win because there's not really much to think about.
It's because the judges are dumb.
Yeah, that's
that too.
You got to factor that into your.
I mean, if you're saying if it's the 1, 2, 3 ABC is the one you're feeling, it's because you're stupid. You should know what he's saying. Smarten up. Don't be a judge.
Not always, though.
IJC, Jesus.
Not always, though. I'm not saying this. I'm not saying this is true of Madflex, but
I'm kidding, Copacetic. You all are smart.
Yeah, you guys are geniuses. You know how to add.
This is right.
But like I guess what I'm saying is like sometimes there can be writers who are just like complex for the sake of complexity, and that's whack too. That's never good. Like if you're not building toward if you're not building toward like an actual point with what you're doing and the complexity isn't in service of that point, then I'm not interested. Like you're just trying to impress me with some parlor tricks at that point.
Yeah, word.
Like have some substance behind what you're saying, regardless of how it's presented. There's multiple dope ways to present a point, but that is ultimately, to me, what we're doing in battle rap. It's a thesis statement given in support of the fact that your opponent sucks. So like that's what it has to be at the end of the day. And there's multiple ways to go about that and to prove that, but yeah, I don't know. I'm a nerd.
Let me ask you this. At the beginning of the season, and I'm sorry if I'm getting repetitive, asking every battle rapper this, but I'm just getting clarification from everybody. Was it laid out to you how the point system would go and everything like that?
Yeah, pretty much. Like, I'm trying to think back and really remember.
Were you able to fully grasp and understand it, like coming into it?
It's not. I know it's not written out like in our contracts anywhere. Like, it's not like I have a reference point that I can go back to. But the way it was explained to me was like it's going to be a point system, and the way that you'll be judged is based off of total points, not necessarily just on record. And the idea was always that will that's going to create more fair outcomes in the aggregate because it'll account for like great performances. And even if you don't necessarily have a perfect record, it will reward great performances. As we know now, that is not true. Like the opposite may even be true, because what it's at least seemed in this first season is that the point system has punished good close battles where both battlers perform at a very high level, and it's hard to pick a winner. For instance, I think me and XL in our battle scored a 144 and 143. But if you weigh the strength of both of those performances against some others even in the East Coast division that got higher scores, you'll see that point system is flawed, because if the scores are supposed to be weighed against everyone instead of just your opponent, it's like I've seen some 147, 148 scores where they got those just because their opponents sucked, not because the quality of the material was necessarily that high. You know what I mean? So there's got to be some tweaks in the next one. I would hope that they would just go by score, like record, and that,
And that was gonna be my next thing. I was gonna ask, like, what would you suggest, like, just in your personal opinion, ways we could tighten up in terms of everything?
I think it should go by record. I think a lot of people have said that. And that, well, tighten up. Yo, chill. I think it should go by record first, and that the score can act as some kind of tiebreaker, provided maybe there's some tweaks made to the scoring system that maybe doesn't create some of the huge disparities that we've seen that haven't made too much sense. But that would be a fairer way to do it. I think, for instance, with a system like that, XL would have advanced.
Yeah.
All things being equal, we would have XL in the playoffs if that were the system. And that weighs in the fact that, not every opponent is going to make every battle. But if what you're going off of is points, and there's a maximum amount of points that you could get for a no-show that's lower than what you could have gotten had your opponent showed up, that's a flawed system. But if you're just going off of wins, that's better. And I think there should also probably be 1 or 2 weeks factored into the end of every season for like makeup battles and bye-week battles and things like that, with the assumption that, it's such a grand kind of thing that they're trying to pull off that there's going to be mishaps. That being said, season overall has been dope. Like, people are always going to shine a light on the negativity and focus on the things that can be changed. But I think there's been kind of a dearth of coverage in how great certain moments have been. Like, and there's a way to, I'm glad you guys talk about it every week, and there should be more people talking about it. Hopefully as the playoffs heat up, that'll be happening a little bit more, but it's exciting, man. This is people at the top of their game battling for a substantial sum of money.
It's a little upsetting that there wasn't a lot of coverage besides us and whoever else does it, like on here. No one really talked about it. And there was a lot of dope moments throughout this whole season that trumps some of the things that were talked about in daily conversation on Twitter. I think, like Mavflex, like these moments that no one even mentioned besides one other person, but who cares about him? But I just think it was weird to me. I didn't understand it. I thought everything battle rap, but I guess it's not. It's everything that's smack and RBE, because no one else talks about anything besides that.
Why do you guys think that is? Do you think there's like I
more
know
of an audience?
There's also been suggestions that there's like incentives created for those platforms, like not to discuss other leagues. Do you think there's any truth to that? I don't know. I'm just wondering.
I definitely think so. I mean, you get a caffeine deal, you can pretty much
I wouldn't
guarantee
put it
that
past- I
no
wouldn't put it past,
KOTD talk will happen on there.
At this
I
point,
just see.
battle raps at a point with some shit. Non-competes with being motherfuckers. You know what I mean? Dealings.
Yeah.
And whoever's getting the most views, the big league contacts,
But
does
I
something
can't,
behind
I
the
can't say
scenes.
that's a fact. I could just
And
say,
that's
you
it.
know, that wouldn't surprise me. I'll put it to you like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me either. And I'm not even necessarily saying that's a bad thing. It's like a smart business move, ultimately.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. I guess
business, yeah, but the integrity of this is no. I'm here at KOTD.
I also think too,
the
like
first episode was going at the whole IJC thing. Like I'm never, don't matter what. I'm never gonna.
Everything.
If it's bad, I say that you snaked Excel on the league that I'm sitting on. I'm never gonna. If they say you can't talk about it, I'm leaving. I'm done because you're not gonna tell me what I can and cannot talk about.
Yeah, nah, I feel
Like,
that.
I'm not with that. So
Yeah.
it is business wise, but the integrity, bro, gotta have integrity. You know?
Yeah, especially in media and journalism, to have people, trust you.
Yeah,
can't be the CNN of this shit or the Fox News of this shit. You gotta call it.
And you know what's crazy? That's one of the things that I kind of just made sure was clear, like, cause doing this and then doing the Crucible and stuff like that. Like, yo, I want to make sure there ain't gonna be no problems with me doing, messing with both, because you know how people tend to get in their feelings and stuff like that. So I made sure I addressed it head on, because ironically, I got both calls the same day to do the Crucible and then KOTD, and I'm like, wait a minute, am I getting punked right now?
Damn, big skirm.
Big skirm.
Yeah, big brouhaha.
Man of many leagues.
Yeah. And then he robs us, so that's dope. Like everything works out perfect.
Different type of money.
You're right.
I wish.
I need to know, how does the lawyer battling thing work out? I feel like that's some Saul Goodman type style you're on, and I respect it a little bit. What?
Yeah, I mean,
you never seen Breaking Bad? You don't know who Saul Goodman is?
Yeah, I know. Mercy don't know. Come on, Sly. You know he don't know.
You've never seen Breaking Bad?
No, I laughed because I knew who.
I thought you said who
Stop
is
disrespecting me on this platform.
we good then. We good, baby. I just made sure you knew. But yeah, go ahead.
That's why it was so funny.
It's cool. At this point, a bunch of my colleagues know and follow what I'm doing and are into it. Like, I'll get texts from my fellow public defenders right after I get off stage, being like, yo, I just watched that shit on Twitch. That was crazy. And I've had a couple clients recognize me in court.
That's hilarious.
Which is really wild. I had one guy when we were up at the podium and the judge was talking to this kid, and he leaned over to me. I was like, "You're Dunsh, right? From King of the Dot?" I was like, "Yo, chill. That's a true story." I was like, "Yeah, but stop talking. The judge is talking to you right now." Don't.
He's like, relax. You about to get locked up for life talking about it.
Yeah,
you been killing it, baby.
That's mad funny. He said, "Yeah, that's me, but cool out."
I'm like, "Yeah, it's me, but
not right now.
Relax. We'll talk about it in the hallway."
So you're a public defender.
I'm not me right now.
I didn't know what the whole. I didn't even know you were a lawyer until the battle, and I was like, "Oh, I gotta ask him about this," because I feel like, and the state's cool with it. You just ripping raps on Sunday and running up with clients on Monday.
I take my job really seriously, man, and I do a good job at it, and so my colleagues know that, my bosses know that, so it's never been an issue. Everybody's got their weekends and their hobbies and the things that they do in their spare time, and for me, this is it. But the job always comes first. So especially with this tournament, I've just been working myself to the bone. You could probably hear it in my voice. I'm just, at the end of the day, I'm tired, man, because I work really, really hard at what I do, and it's a tough grind. We get a bad rap, but we work our fucking asses off too. I might not have the amount of time to dedicate to each individual case that a private attorney does, but that's because I'm trying to handle 100 things at once and still
take on how many a day. And it's just trying to find the best deal and keep it. Someone's got to do it for these people that can't afford. I get the public defender can't concentrate on one case, like you said. But for people that can't afford them, your people are helping these people out, especially for little things like shoplifting. That just to someone to represent you, I don't understand why that's like a bad. They always disrespect the public defenders for that. Like,
yeah, and it's funny,
don't get one when you shot 9 people and you need a good like. That's not no. What are we doing?
I mean, it depends where you are, man. Like, before I started my current job, I interned at Legal Aid in Brooklyn, and their like DNA unit and forensics unit and their whole like homicide unit is actually some of the best representation you can get for something like that in the city, because they're basically like a firm and they're very well resourced and they take the shit very seriously. And some of the best attorneys I've ever seen, best trial attorneys I've ever seen, are all public defenders. So yeah, I think, depending on where you go, it's actually the opposite is true. You can get like a higher quality of representation if you can't afford it, because you're also dealing with people who really believe in the work. You know what I mean? And aren't just doing it for a check, because the money ain't good. I'll tell you that much. But yeah, so I love it. And
I got one question.
Just free consultation right here.
Not that yet.
He's like, so
you got
you know me, I'm Big Skirm. I punched the nigga yesterday, right? So I duffed the nigga at the bodega yesterday, right? So what happened? Nah.
City Towers, right? When y'all battled, he had an interesting angle in his first about the whole lawyer and Adi Boom thing. How did you feel about that?
I thought it was dope because like he made it, he sold it well and made it like believable. But at the same time, like my girlfriend's a public defender too, so we talked about that when I got home. She didn't like it because it's actually very rare that you would be in a situation, especially where we practice, where you would be advising someone to turn state's evidence or snitch. Which actually is not what Adi Boom seems to have done. If you actually look at the paperwork that Big K put out, that's a different story. But there's very few situations in which you'd be advising someone of that, because it tends not to be worth it. And you do have to also take into account that you're putting people at risk in other ways by advising them to do that. People can really get hurt.
So y'all do take that into consideration when y'all are coming up with how y'all going to approach cases and stuff like that. Okay.
Yeah,
wait, you looked at his paperwork and you said it's not the case that he snitched?
No. So what the appeal paperwork actually said, which is what Big K put out at that, in that battle, is that he made a statement to the police kind of extemporaneously, which is different than I think giving a formal agreement with the DA's office to testify. But I guess my definition and the street's definition are going to be two different things. What it seems he did do, at least from the paperwork, I'm not giving like a legal opinion, I'm just saying what it seems it says he did in that appeal is he like told the police that he was working with someone else who had already been arrested and like inculpated him basically during like an interview with the cops.
Got you.
He didn't stay quiet, but it's not like the DA came in and he said, in exchange for X amount of time, I'll testify against this guy. It sounds
so the
like
guy was already arrested when he gave the name. So they already suspected this guy did something, and Adi just confirmed it.
Yeah, he just got hot. He just was talking. That's all.
He wasn't like he told, and then they went and got him and brought him in. He was already locked up, and he just threw gas on the fire.
No, I don't want to say anything definitively. Watch this be like the fucking thing that gets clicked.
This is
like
gonna get the
breaking news. Like Dunsh says, Big K lied. It's like no.
Yo, that's a good title, bro.
And then Big K gonna block all of us.
Yeah, no, don't block me, please.
Nah,
call me. Well, I'm not gonna say anything more. I think he was rightly. People were right to be skeptical based on what was in there, for sure. It's just always been an important distinction in my mind that doesn't really get made, but not a legal opinion.
Okay. Yeah. I just want to see if Adi had some grounds to sue Brouhaha up here, because he definitely if it wasn't true, he definitely
exactly what
him,
this
bro.
was. It was all a long build up to me saying, "Adi, hit me up, man. You got
at the end of the day, like for real, like that's why when I did my battle wrestling, I didn't really rap about it too much, because it was like I had little points, but it's just like, nigga,
I think it's kind of dope, man.
It's not nothing to really harp on, because I know what he did. I know what he does. So it's not like, yo, you whack, you make niggas. That's just street talk to try to sound. You know what I mean?
Well,
like,
I mean, he did talk technically, man. And that's a no, bro. He did talk. He talked to the cops.
No. Of course, listen. He's not correct.
Yeah.
He didn't move correctly in the situation.
Right.
But what he's saying is he didn't take the formal steps. He just got jammed. What it sounds like is he got jammed up, got scared, and just started
talking.
Yeah. And that happens when you're young. My only thing was, I think he should have just owned up to it. You know, instead of doing the whole, hey, I'm going to get my paperwork, and then it's COVID.
Oh, no, he made it worse. Yeah, he made
it so much worse.
That's what made it worse.
You know what the funniest thing about all that paperwork that Big K showed to me was, and what made it so believable that it was all real was they go into detail about him like speaking in a Jamaican accent during the robbery.
Yeah, that is hilarious.
You just imagine
as soon as I seen that,
like,
God,
bomber clot, like put your ass clot money in the bag, man.
Yo,
so fucking stupid.
Oh my god,
that's him. So embarrassing.
Yeah, especially because that's like your signature move in battle rap, and then the paperwork it shows you doing it. That was the funniest part. You're right.
It's like if Hitman got caught doing something and the paperwork said he like reloaded with the bullets.
They could have put his description in the shit, all that. We would have been like, oh, that's another fat black dude with a beard. And as soon as they put that, I was like, yep. That's him. That's you.
I got one more law question for you real quick.
Shoot, man.
Style's gonna like this one. Is there any reason why a lawyer needs to get involved with someone taking someone's identity and using a card online? Like identity theft. Some random, you don't know who did it, just got your information and scanned it. What reason will there be to get a lawyer?
What be going on up in the mountains, bro?
No, I'm gonna get to it. And it's like,
whose identity?
Someone online got their identity stolen allegedly, and said that they had to pay a lawyer $1,500 to fix it, which doesn't sound realistic to me, because you just call the credit card company and then they shut the card up.
To me, you report that there's been fraud on your card. Although I guess there are like there's like those credit repair agencies, right? Which I guess are law firms like Lexington Law and all those places that can like dispute fraudulent charges for you. So I think you can pay lawyers to do that, but I don't know how their legal expertise really comes into play. That would be outside my area. I can only help you if you're, arrested for speaking in a Jamaican accent.
Pixie, what up? I told you, Style. I told you like that one.
I thought Sly was trying to scam. Like, hold up.
No, some dude online that said that he had to pay $1,500, and we were all like, "That's not true."
Swimming lessons, my nigga.
Swimming lessons.
I got them keys hitting up there.
I gotta take the kids to swimming and all that. You got bread up there.
They had yoga today.
So, come on, son.
The kids are in yoga, B.
Big money.
Do?
Big bread.
All right, so Dunsh, look, this I gotta now. Here is my consultation question.
All right, let's go. You gotta Venmo me $1 though, so that you were
I got
Send that nigga $1, B. What you talking about?
Drop the Cash App. I don't have Venmo. I got Cash App though. I'm gonna hit you $1.
$1. Give him something.
That's like Saul in the desert with Walter, bro. Had to put money in his pocket.
Yep.
Go ahead.
So this is supposed to be our finale.
Yeah.
What would be the perfect defense to get them guys to bring us back?
Oh man, like a closing statement, like the argument.
Man, we want them to go Law and Order.
Closing statement. Look, he just wants praise. That's all. This is loaded.
In terms of a pitch, I think you guys have definitely been you know, not just because you're the only media covering the season, but, you know, definitely the best and most knowledgeable source for media, not only surrounding the season, but also I do the reason I tune in, my girl tunes in too. She's Hill Dog. Her username's like Hill Dog something. That's her.
I think I saw a Hill Dog in there. Yeah.
So she loves you guys too, and she's just recently getting into battle rap because of my involvement in the season. But what we both like is you guys are funny, you're entertaining, you're like it's very fun to watch the dynamic between the three of you, but you're also very knowledgeable, and there's a diverse range of opinions. You've got a battle rapper who's been in this forever, who can speak to that side of it. You've got fucking Skirm, a league owner who's a beast and is very knowledgeable. And then you got Sly, who doesn't really know anything, which, you know, for new fans, it's like he's the voice of the new fans as well. So you got something for everybody.
That's appreciated. Yeah, I don't know nothing. Thanks, man. Well, it's great having you. Get out of here.
Yo, I do actually have to. I was telling Mercy I do have to bounce. Actually, I can't really stay that long. I actually got some work to finish up before tomorrow, but. It was great to chop it up with you guys, and I hope I get to come back, you know, next season or whatever. I hope they renew you for sure.
Nah, definitely. I appreciate you, man. For real, for real.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right.
You already know, man. Go kick some ass, man.
My man, I got you.
Definitely. We will be tuned in.
Yep. All right, man. I appreciate it.
Yep. Later.
All right, man.
That was dope.
Yeah, shout out to Dunsh, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to Dunsh. That was love. And that was definitely
Ducking and how they protected by all the nerds is disgusting. They vomit up views, I can't stomach it. The whole scene trash, the homeless nigga is rummaging. What I found when discovering is some other shit that food for thought got no ingredients for sustenance. The God's here to spill blood, let's make a covenant. I'm down for the cause cause I know what I'm up against.